Hey, there's no sound. I can't hear you.
Still can't hear me?
No, now I can hear you.
Now's it working? People in the chat, can you hear me?
Yeah, but now there's an echo.
There's an echo?
So sorry, that was I had it on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, I'm all sweaty, I'm out of sorts, not prepared to do the show. I was I've been stranded on the highway for like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Um,
Oh,
I went with my mom to we go and get cigarettes at the Indian casino smoke shop, and they're like half the price of buying cigarettes like
there
anywhere
was an
else.
earthquake yesterday. Were you affected by it?
No,
Uh,
not at all.
on Los? Oh, oh,
Yeah, no, I didn't even hear about it.
we
Um,
didn't even hear about it. Some people were tweeting about it that Los Angeles, your area had a little bit of earthquake.
oh wow, dang, I'll have to check that out. No, I hadn't. I haven't been online. I've just been running all over the place, and so we're stranded. The car overheated, and stupidly, we didn't have anything in the car. Didn't have any water, any coolant. It's my mom's car, and these two dudes, just total strangers, driving by, stopped, and they probably had to drive 10, 15 miles to go. They went and got us some coolant, came back, refused to take any money or anything for it, um, and went on their way. So I was able to get home, and I don't know. It's been a while since. I guess I've just had a stranger do something out of their way to help out, and it just reminds you, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on, and we kind of get pulled into all this drama and people acting crazy in the world right now. And it's easy to forget, you know, baseline at the core. There's just good people out there. Most people are good.
Yeah,
And
Twitter's not real life, man.
yeah, you don't think so?
No, I
I
think
don't
people
know.
behave much better in real life than they do in uh, online.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. But even, I mean, when I say that, I'm part of this thing, ComicsGate, where yeah, a lot of shenanigans go on, and people can be a little bit harsh here and there, but by and large, all the creators and people that I've interacted with and had on the show, or they've had me on their shows, there's a lot of generosity. I don't even online when people are more apt to be a little bit more rude or outspoken or aggressive. I still think overall it's just mostly positive experience. I mean, if I had to put numbers on it. So I don't know. It was just nice to. It wasn't nice being stranded in the heat on the side of the road, but it was really refreshing to experience like just good old fashioned strangers helping each other out without any expectation, of reward. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I've experienced that too. It usually happens. Usually, sometimes I'm on the other side of it. Like there was this kid. He was a really young kid, like 12 or 13 years old, and he was, I don't know, he stole his brother's bike or his dad's bike, and he was riding with his cousin, and
Yeah.
he crashed. Crashed his bike near my house. So I was coming back from my day job, and uh, I had to help that guy because I was the only one with the car. And ironically, the family member, the cousin, ran away, and I was like, okay,
What?
fine. I'm taking this kid to the hospital. Yeah,
Nice, man.
after a day's work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I dropped him off at his home, and the cousin was nowhere to be found. He was in the area, but he was
Why would
like
they run
nowhere.
away? What's up with that? That is
Because
bizarre.
because they stole their father's bike, and he was underage. He was 12 years old and riding a bike.
Got you. Okay, that
So
makes a little bit of sense, I guess.
like both of them would be in trouble when their parents find out. So I guess
Yeah, I mean,
it could
I
be.
think at that point it's unavoidable that you're going to get into the trouble. You might as well help, you know, help the person that needs your help. I mean, you're not getting out of this one, dude. uh,
I was watching this not documentary, but this podcast of this guy from he used to live in China, and he was saying that people don't help each other over there. They just allow things to just happen. Like if somebody is getting even kids getting snatched on daylight, they don't help
wow.
there, and it is mostly because of the that if you help somebody out, the government is going to question you instead of catching the other guy. So it
Wow.
kind of changes your behavior. So
Yeah, I guess it
I,
would. That's bizarre, man. I wonder why they would do that. Like, so they feel like they would get in trouble for helping
yeah, I can
somehow.
understand that because for a long time, even in Pakistan, people used to like not help each other out when somebody is on the street bleeding or anything. Like it's first there's a lot of homelessness here.
Yes.
So seeing people on the street as like daily kind of a daily kind of a thing, so you get your heart kind of become hardened and everything,
Yeah, I
and you
bet it
have to
would.
like make it, and you have to like make it a habit to like help each other, so you don't go uh, like it does not become a habit for you
Yeah.
to uh,
That's interesting, man. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
Good.
Sorry about being late. I had to deal with some stuff for the renovation. Remember, I told you about the roof problem and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
hey
dude, it's
Sam,
no
how are
problem.
you doing?
I'm doing good,
I
Samir.
was late. I was late. I started with no audio, no picture. Um, I was stranded on the highway for
It's one of those days.
yeah, I was stranded on the highway for like an hour and a half, and these two random dudes stopped and helped us out. Went and got us some coolant. We overheated. Just a total random act of kindness, man. I was just, I don't know. It was, it's been a while since I've encountered that kind of thing, I guess. So I was a little taken aback by it. Like,
Yeah, it still exists, dude. There's still
it
good people.
exists. It's out there. It's, and you know, like, they weren't wearing masks. Imagine that. Rational, level headed dudes. And refused. They wouldn't take any money, even for the coolant they bought themselves. They didn't take money for that. Uh, I was gonna hand them $40. It's like you saved us money, and we were gonna have to probably call a tow truck or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I got home literally minutes. It was almost showtime when I got home. Uh,
I,
so
I,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
was all out of sorts anyway.
I love those stories, dude, because that's a good example, and that's where the entire page forward is supposed to be.
Right?
That's a good example.
Yeah, it kind of they drove
It
off,
took
and
you,
we're
but yeah.
both. My mom and I were like, we'll probably never see them again. And sure enough, dude, 20 minutes later, pulled up, dropped the coolant in. It was leaking, unfortunately, so like we barely made it home. So it's a more serious problem. She's getting it to the shop right now. So yeah, that was my morning. I didn't have time to come up with the topic. Uh, it just threw everything out
So
of whack.
overall, it was a good morning. Like
Yeah, yeah,
something bad happened, but it went well.
yeah. I'd say absolutely. It went the other way. It could have just been a terrible day, terrible morning.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, because it just like, oh yeah, that's right. People can be awesome.
We almost
A
didn't have
lot
a
of
midday
times, people,
repartee.
yeah, they saved the midday repartee, which yeah, they don't know that. And
Hey,
no,
guy.
Lucius asked if I told him I was ComicsGate. I didn't I didn't consider saying that, but yeah, that might have been like they probably wouldn't have helped at that point. So
ComicsGate.
like, oh, you're
Like
part of that
randomly,
hate
I'm
group.
ComicsGate.
I've heard of that hate group.
When I hear something cool, bro,
I want to hear something cool.
What?
all the Bloodhound books are mailed.
Cool.
Nice. Did you say they're
All
all
the
mailed?
Yep.
No way, dude.
hmm
That was quick.
People should start getting them within a week or two.
All right, man. That's exciting, dude. You're gonna start seeing those Twitter pics and some
hmm
reviews coming in. Nice, man.
And I
Sweet.
finished inking the last page for Tales from the Adverse 1 from the new things. So now I'm getting Beacon is starting to color. Everything's getting done. So in 2 weeks it's gonna be launching.
That's
That's good
amazing, man.
news, man. Beautiful. Are you?
And and everything will run smoother after. Like you learn a lot from the first campaign, and like I told people, I know a lot about that thing, but the fulfillment part that was like my first. That was my first dealing with so much fulfillment. It's
Yeah.
not the same thing as having like 2-3 people ordering a book once in a while or something, right?
Yeah, man. How many? How many did you send out?
They just say
Can't
I have
remember.
213 backers.
Yeah.
I drew 186 sketch cards.
Nice. And
Yeah,
you've been kind of working the sketch cards for some time now. Yeah. You just kind of work on them
yeah.
all the
I,
time.
I, I did a few. Then after that, I take a break for a week, and then a few more.
Nice.
Because I kind of like assembly line them, you could say. Like I take 2 packs. Okay, right now I'm doing 40. Boom, let's hit them.
Yeah. Chris is he just finished reading Twilight in preparation for Blood Hunt, so he's all ready to go. Yeah.
Oh well, I
Um.
can tell you that Brian read it and he loves it.
Oh, nice. Chris Cow.
Yep,
Cool. Cool. Did he read it digital?
yep. Come on, he's the co-writer of the
It's done
crossover we're
digital.
starting. Yeah, but we're
Yeah.
doing a
Yeah.
crossover, so we're
Right.
starting working on it. So it's
Very
gonna
good.
be me doing the technically the rough pencils, right? Preston's gonna do the finish and inks, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be written by Chris and edited by Adam. So we're getting the full team from both sides.
Badass, dude. What are you guys shooting for on page count?
Uh, we're not decided. Like at first, we wanted to do a one shot on maybe like 24, 32 pages,
Yep.
but no, we're not. We're trying not to restrict ourselves while we're deciding what we're going to do with the story.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Brian, one of the first comment was like, "Dude, they're so totally polar opposite. They will hate each other." I'm like, I know. It just writes itself, dude. It's just the
Nice.
idea. You have a monster hunter and a monster for hire. It says it.
It's beautiful, man. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
What's
Yeah.
up,
And they're
Scotman?
kind of how you doing, Scotsman?
I'm driving to work, actually.
Ah. Yeah. Good. Be safe.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had you on the show while you're in the car. It's exciting.
So for people that thought that his voice
Yeah.
was fake and altered by all that equipment that he has, no, that's actually his actual voice.
It's the real
I know.
deal.
I thought he would have been like, "Hi, this is my real voice." No.
No.
I mean, is that a thing? I mean, do people really think that?
Scotsman's like, huh? Did not know. It's news.
All right.
Now Scotsman is coloring.
It's okay. Yeah, the voice
Is
is
he
real.
coloring? Are you coloring Tales from the Navverse?
He's coloring not the Merc,
Not
the
the Merc.
actual Siri, and
Yeah.
he's doing one short
No, not the
story
Merc. Yeah.
and he's doing one short in every Tales from the Adverse. So right now he's going to be doing the one Nathan Z,
Nice.
and then the next one is going to be doing Planet 69.
Right on, man.
The other one is the Mighty Beacon.
What do you all like? That's going to be such pleasure, I would imagine, for you, Scotsman. Like coloring something that's kind of drawn to accept the colors that wants to be colored. That's going to be a change. Shit.
Sim's work cries out for colors. It says,
Yeah.
"Please squish pixels all over me."
You're gonna get to have some
Yeah.
fun with that.
So-
Yeah. And I'm sure with Sim, I'm sure you like.
Well, what's
you,
funny
you
is
give
when
the
I look
colorist
at
a lot
Sim,
of. Go ahead.
well, when I look at Sim's work, I can see it colored already on the page.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is the
for
art
sure.
for the trading card and unlockable print.
Nice. And you're gonna get to have a lot of fun with the backgrounds and. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. Cool shit.
Oh yeah, we're going full heavy metal look. It's gonna pop.
So one of the topics I didn't get to yesterday because the whole thing kind of went. We're talking about Gail Simone's latest Twitter frenzy.
Mm,
That lady's a bit crazy.
when is she not crazy? Would be
Holy
more the
shit,
question
man.
at this point, right?
Well, to lack such self-awareness, to not realize that everything that you're publicly posting makes you look like a monster. It's like it's so bizarre.
Yeah, but dude,
not,
it's self-explanatory. She likes it. She wants to be that monster. She likes it,
Maybe.
dude. That's what it is. Think about it.
It must be.
It's did you ever see that video from might as well face it, you're addicted to likes, might
Right.
as well, the dopamine works, dude, and
Yeah.
it gets to people, and the fact of I'm saying something and everybody will go where,
Yeah.
dude.
Listen,
she's
I can tell you when
she's
Gail
one
is
hell of
not
a nut.
crazy. I can tell you the moment of the day when she's not crazy. Okay,
When she's
it's
sleeping.
about 8:50 at night. No, it's about 8:50 at night. She's got her pumps that she strains to put her feet in. Set aside. She's sitting on her couch, and she's got a nice deep glass of Pinot Noir
Right.
while she watches left-wing news. And that's when she's the least crazy because she's kind of drunk. She's in wine aunt mode. You know what I mean? Her shoes are off. That's when she's at rest. That's when we need to
So
engage.
she's got those 10 minutes every day. of
Yeah,
peace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before she
Yeah.
falls asleep.
Right.
That's when she's most lucid. Get a little bit of wine in her and take her shoes off.
Oh wow! Hey, this is awesome.
All right, how's it going?
Thanks.
Yeah.
This is
Uh-huh.
awesome.
Is it?
What's awesome?
The avatar is
May?
awesome.
You,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fantastic.
he's awesome.
everybody. That's awesome.
Speaking of awesome, Patreon got sued today. They lost the lawsuit.
Is
Oh,
this
really?
the
That
one
was
with
going-
Owen Benjamin? Like
Yeah.
the people? Yeah, good.
I just put an article on the private chat. You can look at it.
That's awesome. So that seemed to go pretty quick. Like that didn't take long. Well, I guess it's been going for a while, but I wasn't expecting them to reach a decision this quickly.
Yeah, Cernovich is saying that now everybody that was kicked off can now sue them, all their Patreons. So Sargon of Akkad can sue them. Lawrence Southern can now
Peterson.
sue them.
Peterson.
Can
Yes.
can I sue if you kick me off?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna sue you.
Like this. You can sue me now. You can bring the lawsuit.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. Everything's awesome.
It was
I guess-
awesome.
I think I was getting made fun of for my impromptu title that I made.
That was a funny troll still. Hey, it's awesome.
It's
Awesome.
funny. I know every one of their voices. I know exactly who that was.
Yeah, I bet you do. So is that a thing? Do they not like it when people disclose who they actually are?
Well, it doesn't need to be said. I mean,
No, it doesn't at all. Of course not. Yeah.
but I
No,
know who it
this
is.
is
Anyways, it was fucking awesome.
It
I
was
was
awesome.
really
That's
happy to hear
awesome.
this because, I dropped into Owen Benjamin for a while. He had a he has a lot of great things to say, and he's pretty motivational. And what he got blacklisted from comedy, for those who don't know, he was on a TV show, maybe more than one. Uh, was at the Improv Comedy Club. Like, this guy was a mainstay of mainstream comedy, and he said some of the wrong things. He had some wrong think. I think the big one was he wasn't too fond of giving children the to drugs to transition, the transgender. Like,
Hmm.
he spoke out against that. That got him, just, you're fucking out of here. He
Even
can't do comedy.
transgender people are saying that now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's
he stood
fucking
up for
criminal.
that, got blacklisted, started doing the YouTube thing, built that up, uh, bought some land, just started growing food, goats, chicken, doing the whole thing. Like, he's basically creating a self-sustainable existence.
He's off the grid. Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy, he had a Patreon going, and I think he was getting, like, no joke, this guy was probably getting 5 to 10 grand a month from Patreon, and they just, for his political views, kicked him off the platform, literally, for, and so I think like 100 of his fans, supporters, Patreon people, got together and sued Patreon. And I'm really happy to hear that they won. That is such great news, because it just sends a message that these platforms cannot do this. They can't do this to people because they don't agree with their politics. That's really cool shit. Yeah, new legal peril. This Patreon's done, man. This is gonna destroy them.
Yeah, but it's going
Well,
to. Sorry, you were saying?
I was gonna say, get your Subscribe Star account set up ASAP.
Is that the new Patreon?
That's been their competitor for about a year now, or a year and a
Okay.
half, something like that.
Is it really worth it to go into Star?
Well, if
I've
you
never
already
used
depend on your
Patreon either.
Well, a lot of people do, and if you depend on Patreon, I'm just saying, like, get the fuck
Yeah.
out of there.
It's probably time.
Yeah.
And Patreon, I think, as I understand it, they really, their own kind of legalese in their, when you create an account with them, kind of screwed them, because they had to handle each, it couldn't be like a class action thing. I think they had to handle each person suing individually, and it just cost them a fortune.
Well, they wrote in their own legalese too. They had to go through California arbitration,
Right. Yeah.
and that fucks them hard because they thought that they would win at anything.
Sure. Right.
So yeah.
So that's really, thanks for sending that to me, Samir. That's really good news. I think Ricada Law dropped into this a little bit too.
He's covered it casually, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. The other topic I was going to get to yesterday was, I guess it's kind of connected to the Gail Simone thing in a way, but just kind of thinking about, how right now it seems like mainstream, and for a while has been pushing writers as the stars of comics, and kind of downplaying the artist superstar thing. And it doesn't look, I think there's a problem with writers kind of running the roost in comics, because, and this is coming from a writer, the work ratio is so out of whack when it comes to writers and artists in comics. Artists are too damn busy to start shit. If you're trying to keep up with the comic book schedule in mainstream, a monthly title, especially, you don't have time to be starting shit on Twitter. Like that's
Nope.
you don't have time now. Writers, they have too much time on their hands, and so they can be little busybodies, and they're posting hundreds of times a day on Twitter. Uh, and then they get, if their ego gets boosted all the time because they're propped up by these corporate entities and these characters that they write for. So then they get this sense of entitlement, and they think that they can just start bossing people around and telling people who to work with. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is it a mistake to let writers be like the superstars in comics? I think that should be the artists. Comics artists should be the stars. The writers, I'm not saying they shouldn't be respected or appreciated, but maybe they shouldn't be put at the top of the food chain. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If writers didn't write, there would be no script for the artist to draw from.
Yeah, of course.
So-
I'm not trying to downplay their importance. Again, I'm a writer.
Yeah, but
I-
that's the thing that's been said. It's the fact that usually the artist can also write, right? The thing is, it's the master of the craft. I believe that there should be rock stars on both sides.
Agreed with you.
Right on that one, it's like if people remember Claremont, that guy was a writer. It was that one was a rock star writer. Like that guy, like you could give him a shitty artist, and they did, and people will still buy the goddamn book.
Right.
You do have those writers, right? But should they be the one controlling and everything in the media? Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't
Isn't
think
this supposed to be some kind of democracy or something? Like there should be like.
I think I'd rather the artists be rock stars. I think that's how it should be. I think it's a more natural.
But
It's more balanced. When you're talking an artist chained to a drawing table for 10, 12, maybe even more hours a day to get the work
12.
done.
That's cute.
it's like saying if you bring into the movie medium, you have the writer, and then you have the entire movie production, studio, the actor, and the this. So you have the writer, and the artist is that studio. It's everything else.
Yeah.
I think writers should be told to make multiple drafts or something like that to keep them busy or something.
Got to keep these fuckers busy somehow, man. They got too much time on their hands, always causing shit.
Maybe that's why Marvel and DC ended up having so many goddamn serial comics everywhere and relaunch and this and that. Gotta keep them busy. It's shitty.
Yeah,
but we gotta get them busy.
If they're writing a script for us, they're not on social media. Let's just give them more weight. We're not going to publish it even. Just give them work. Just get them out of here.
Stop rewriting it. Stop trying to rewrite history and write books.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like the best times in comics, like through the decades, they've been those times where the artists are at the top of the food chain, where comics are more known for the art and the artists in the medium rather than the writers in the medium. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong on that. That's just my perception. Comics are at their best when the artists are the stars, not the writers. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I think it's a combination of both of them. You cannot have a good story. You cannot have a good comic without a good story. I mean, the art sells, it catches the eye, but you need a story also.
Sure. I do think it's the corporate entities or the companies or the studios kind of make a choice of who they're going to try to propel as the superstar or the front line, the more the celebrity type people. And I think it seems like they platformed writers that way in the last 10 years, and it doesn't seem like it's a very good idea. You got Bendis over there ruining shit. You got Tom King ruining shit. You got Gail Simone causing all these problems. It's like, okay, writers are making a mess. Like, maybe don't lift them up so high to where they have that kind of influence. Maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know. I could just
Maybe the marketing was their job, and they took advantage of it. because writers have more free time than the artists, so they must have said like, okay, market for us, and instead of that, them
I,
marketed each other.
I think there's a bit of humility that needs to maybe be relearned to them. I don't know. Like there's I think since the Image thing, right? Since the end of the '90s, before Image launched and then Image happened,
Yeah.
Marvel and DC really put the entire focus on the IP followed by the writer, because if you make the writer, because that's the entire premise of Stan Lee. Oh, if he's the writer and you put his name in big, all the rights go to him. That was the mentality before.
Yeah.
If you put the writer's name first, right, or stuff like that, the big name and the this. That's how Marvel's crewed a whole bunch of creators.
Right.
Because let's not forget this shit.
Yeah. No doubt, dude.
So
Yeah.
I see like it's a second wave of that type of thing, right? So it's putting the value on them. So who cares if the artist is good or not, or what? It's illustrative art. It's good. It does the job. And now even the stories are shit. They don't even take time to write dialogues, and they're gonna decide to make an entire comic about a fucking Starbuck fucking thing, just because we need to put more words, and the words they put in there are shit. There's
Yeah.
nothing that makes you think. There's no lesson. There's no morality. There's no morale. There's no like, hey, this is what we want to bring to your attention. Maybe reflect on this a little bit. Hey, here's some. No, nothing. It's just hey, did you see how pretty the sun is today? Yeah. Did you see how the clouds are more grayish than bluish today?
Unbelievable. How you doing, Dave?
Yeah, doing good. Bit late to the
Good.
party, but that's fine.
Dude,
What's,
it's been a completely messed up show, start to finish, at this point. So
It
like,
was
getting
fine.
good now.
like normal
We're-
then, pretty much. Like,
Yeah, it's a free for all at this point.
we're easing into it. I think we're starting to enjoy ourselves.
that's fine. I can bring some random. It's good.
Michael says, if anyone wants to get one of the last remaining copies of my own book, Troubleshooter, I still have copies available. Where would we do that? What's the best way to do that, Michael?
I think you contact him on Twitter. I think it's not a fundraiser one. It's one he's already done. I think.
I was gonna make a bad joke. You might have to troubleshoot it.
I
All
just
right. I'll see you guys later.
I modded
Call
you
that-
up, Michael. I gave
call
you a
that-
link,
call-
so you can drop a link if you have a link available.
Listen, so I call that my dad joke of the day.
Right. I love a good dad joke.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it's not about artist or writer; it's about professionalism. Sure.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
the rock star, it's not you who decide who makes it. It's the people reading it. Like it's like when you put the band there, right? Like a lot of bands got into a fight because of it. It's not people's fault if they prefer the fucking guitar player, or if they prefer the lead singer or the fucking drummer. Some people really love that fucking bass.
So
That's how
would
it
you
is.
say what like a? So you say it's more like a battle of egos.
Yeah.
With like I only caught part of what we're saying. I heard like about IPs and how writers are sort of like the next, pretty much in line.
They were talking.
From
Yeah,
that at the moment.
he was talking. It's when he was bringing the idea of the should the writers, the problem that the writers right now are being too much of the rock star, and the artists are being neglected, and to Rod's ideas, us artists should be more the rock star, and you can't. Even though you might agree because of the art, because we're technically like the producer, the director, the special effect guy, we're the actors at the same time, right? When you
I
see
get what
the amount of work, right? Because if you break it down to the movie part, you write the script and then you have the entire movie production that does the movie, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how they do their work, it's going to be shit or it's going to be good, even if your story's good or not, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
on that aspect, we can all agree. But like what I said before is we cannot forget that there's also that magical moment where, dude, you got people that have been mastering words. Like you call them word wizard, wordsmith. That was the actual expression, right? It's like somebody that read and mastered writing, expressing his thought in different ways, and this and that. Like I've done with my lines. That when you hit one of those, like that Claremont guy, that's a rock star.
Yeah.
That guy can
Yeah.
sell a book even if he doesn't have if he has a shitty artist.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I think for
Yeah.
me the best. Sorry, Rob, go on, mate.
No, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say I think that for me the best books are the books where you've got the collaboration, you've got all like every. I think you're completely right with writers do tend to be getting it slightly big for their boots compared to the artists. Like you said, without a good artist, you can have a fantastic story, but it's just a novel. It's not a comic book unless you have a decent artist. So, which is
Yeah.
interesting because I'm a writer in training, shall we say? Is that
Yeah.
I got my training wheels on when I'm trying to figure out all this shit.
Yeah.
So I like hearing your opinion on that. Actually, it
Well,
makes
yeah,
sense.
and I'm speaking as a writer as well, and I don't. It's not that I'm saying I don't think writers deserve to be rock stars or that they shouldn't be appreciated on that level. I'm just saying maybe it's not the best idea for studios or mainstream to prop up these writers to the extent that they have.
And only listen to them and not the
Yeah, because like I said, they've got too much time on their hands, and they're in their own. Writers are fucking crazy people. I'm not saying artists aren't crazy, but writers be fucking crazy. We got problems. We're usually kind of messed up, and usually, isolated a lot, like just in your own head a lot. Too much time on your hands. It's like giving those people like power and influence over fandom is like and your books is I don't know, it feels a little bit like not a good idea, whereas the artists are so busy working, producing the work, they don't really have time to get all messy up in that stuff. When's the last time a superstar artist started some shit on Twitter? I mean, honestly, it's usually that. I'm not saying some of the shit artists do, I think,
I'd say
but a
it's
rock star
probably
artist, when's the last time one of those
yeah.
guys started some shit?
I'd say Carl Ritter when he started posting all that nasty ass food combinations like the Nutella and the onion or whatever the fuck that was. That started some shit, man. That was
Right,
like,
right, right, right.
Oh,
Well,
but
those
no, apart from
colorists,
that,
that's
you're
a whole
right. Yeah.
different breed. The colorists are a
Oh,
different breed. No, but he's a good artist in his own right
oh,
as well,
he's
those
obviously.
deep
fantastic.
fake videos were
Fantastic.
horrible.
Oh, man. He posted, I saw Bancroft going through, it was like 100 of those things. He
Yeah,
just couldn't stop.
I was constantly tweeting Ethan Van Sciver to give this guy more work because that was horrible.
See what I'm saying? Keep him busy, keep him off Twitter, give him more work to do. The
yeah.
writers just don't, they got too much time on their hands. I don't know.
That's it. So
I
would
just,
you say then in the CG side of things then, would you say so obviously the writer obviously comes up with story and while the artist is working, would you say it's more the writer's responsibility to show the book while the artist is doing his thing?
I think it's a good balance. I think it's a good
So they're
balance,
at
and I
least
think
they're
that's how
still
it's. I think that's how it's going to work out with Inkspots and I because um, it just comes down to hours in the day. If he's going to produce fully painted artwork for the comic, he certainly doesn't have time to be on YouTube all the time.
Hey, what's the
So,
update on the PayPal situation with the Inkspot? What happened about what happened about that?
oh, I think I just vaguely saw something about that. Didn't he get it taken care of? I think he got it fixed.
Oh,
so are we
Yeah,
we presuming it was more than likely SJW flagging as
something like that. Yeah, he's like,
why?
I haven't talked to him about it yet. I don't know.
You should bring him on and talk about it, man. That was like having somebody's payment module become blocked and all that. That's a bit scary. And PayPal's why does PayPal make it easy for people to flag accounts? So weird.
That's insane to me. You would think when it comes to an economic platform like that, a financial platform, it would be an incredibly kind of a difficult process to flag anything. Not like YouTube. Did you see the thing where during the Comic Con, like the live stuff on Comic Con on I can't remember what day it was. I think it was July 24th maybe. Um, where the panels were getting flagged by their own company parent companies for content they were showing during the con, like their own they were getting flagged for content they literally owned because it was being shown on YouTube for this event. So it like shut down the show. Complete disaster. I mean, this is how out of control YouTube like is with these bots and automatic
Yeah,
flagging
Naughty
and
Dog
sense.
also got their things flagged by Sony.
Yeah, it's like
That
your
was weird on Twitter.
Yeah,
your own
yeah,
company is flagging you while you're trying to promote the product. What the
that,
fuck, guys?
yeah. That whole Naughty Dog thing, that was a big fucking thing, wasn't it? Like with the amount of YouTubers that got struck down with it. I know Hill versus Babyface and Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, and all that really went into that shit.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, Russ. It was Star Trek panels. Like they got totally smacked with copyright
Please tell me it
claims
was
and
that
like
shitty cartoon that's gotten
shut
flagged.
down. Yeah, like shut down. I think it shut down the stream. Like, of course, because of their status, they got it resolved a lot quicker than any average person could. But still, pretty embarrassing. Pretty damn embarrassing. Come on, YouTube, put the brakes on this shit, man. It's out of control. It by trying to control so much, it's like they're not letting us. It used to be this really healthy balance of promoting cool shit to people. Yeah, sometimes we tear stuff apart, but a lot of times we're also promoting things to people and sending people your way. The harder you make it to when we can't show anything, man, you make it hard to promote your shit like for you. We're doing the work for you and you won't let us. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, but that's the thing is right now they know that their fans are not happy, so might as well hide their reaction.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of tearing, sorry.
Go
Speaking
ahead,
of
Slim.
tearing things apart, Brie Larson just uploaded a new video
Yeah,
of
I
Oh,
her
just saw that.
exercising.
oh God, fucking it. It's like I thought the Brie Larson channel was gonna be a good time. Like we kind of did that one video, the recent one, and it's not even fun to go at. It's just so miserable. It's not
Mm.
even worth. It's not even worth tearing apart. I don't think.
But reviews ain't going in the right direction. She what her 4 videos. So she started at 1.9 million. Her
Right.
next one, which is an Animal Crossing one, which is generally pretty popular, 550K. That conversation with Justina, whoever the fuck that is,
Right.
104K. This one's on 45K at the moment. So it's like, well, it's a big drop. 1.9 mil from an introduction
Yeah.
video to like just
Yeah.
over
Well,
100K.
I think that a lot of people had to say, the YouTube kind of went, oh, we're going to have Brie Larson to shred now. And then they started, it's like, I think they're coming to the same conclusion that
It's just not fun.
it's not really that much fun. Like they're just horrible, annoying as fuck to watch. It's not a lot of humor tearing it down. It's just pathetic. So I think a lot of people that signed up and we're gearing up for it, it's kind of like, it's not worth it. It's just garbage. It's all pre-recorded. They recorded all of it in one day, and they're gonna release it over the course of a year.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. it's just garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
It's just so that you don't forget, remember her.
Brie Larson. She's gonna
I,
save us
I
all,
know
man.
everything is bad out there, but don't forget about little old me.
Yeah, she's really helping me figure out my white guilt. It's a heavy burden, trying to figure out how to deal with it, live with it.
Screw that cunt.
Fuck, you know.
So, do any of you have like a story where somebody, just a random stranger, just helped you out in an unexpected way, or like, I don't know. I think everybody has at least one story where somebody out of the blue helped them out. I don't know. Did you hear that, Dave? That part of the show?
No, I didn't hear that. So
Okay. Well, I was stranded on the highway with my mom earlier today. I barely made it home for the show. 2 random dudes stopped, went way out of their way to help us, went and bought coolant. We were overheated. Just random act of kindness. Didn't want anything for it. Refused money. and it was just like, oh yeah, this happens. People are like that.
Yep.
It becomes really easy to forget that in the world
It's
the way it is right
problem.
now.
Yeah, it's few and far between at the moment. Like the main thing is trust now. Like I can remember when I was a kid, we were doing some construction on the house. I was really young at the time. I was helping my mum carry back a load of stuff, struggling like big time with it. And stranger pulled over. He split an image of my great granddad. It was really weird, really creepy actually. And offered us a lift home, just out of his own. Like no need. He turned the car around and everything, dropped us back, and that was it. And like, thanks. That was, and it's weird, like, because I think the world's got to a point now where people don't expect that anymore. Like people are just they're fearful of these random acts of kindness.
Right, where it's almost you'd rather they didn't because there's no trust there anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was weird. It just caught me off guard, man.
I think it goes. I think sometimes, when you read into psychology, it goes even further than that. Some people are reticent about people helping them out because after that they feel like they're gonna have to do it back, or makes them feel like how they wouldn't have. And sometimes it's a hard slap in the face. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like it's a big lesson about paying it forward, about how to be with other people.
But that's the thing. Why shouldn't people do that? Like, if someone does something nice for you, go do something nice for someone else. It doesn't have to be something big, just something to help someone, something to make someone feel a little bit better about themselves. They might be having a really shitty day, and that one little thing you do to help might stop them from even potentially, like in the extreme circumstances, like the suicide.
It's like
it might be.
You could bring it as far as saying, why do you need somebody to do something nice for you to do something nice for somebody else first?
Yeah.
Razman,
like me,
I'm totally. When you,
I'm the
if
type
you
of
make
guy
it across, if you make it across that border, Razmaz, you have a place to stay right here, buddy.
It's like me.
No
I'm the type of guy. Like I've seen somebody get stabbed. Right, people would just walk by. I can't just do it. Me, I'll go help him out.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's just me. I just do it.
Yeah. No, that's.
It's
cool.
like the quote. I look it up to make sure I remember the movie right. From Evan Almighty, Morgan Freeman. How do we change the world? One random act of kindness at a time.
Yep.
Like it's that simple. That simple. Like you do that for someone, they might do it for someone else.
I think it can be like you're saying, Sim. It's not like just because that happened. Now I do feel like holy shit. I need to be more aware. Of my surroundings. If I see somebody that I can legitimately help, I need to do that because I don't. It does. It kind of it puts that kind of inspiration into your own mind when somebody else does that for you, and another connecting point to that is it really is one person can absolutely change another person's entire existence. It doesn't take a bunch of people. Most of the time it's that one person who goes a little above and beyond or just brings something to the table that changes how you see the world or think or whatever it might be, but it's usually one person that can change your entire direction,
And it can be the smallest little thing that you might think to you insignificant, nothing. To them, it could be such a big deal if they've been dealing with. So obviously, depression and suicide is such a big topic these days because there's so much of it, especially in males. We have issues with expressing ourselves, I think, which is another topic. We won't go into that because that's a very deep conversation. I don't want to make Sim cry, so it's all right, mate. But
I don't think we have a damn problem expressing ourselves one bit.
But expressing our hate is out there, mate. Our hate, but it's everything else, because you got to be a man, don't you? You got to be a man. You can't be. But we won't get into that conversation. But it's basically like the littlest thing, because there was a period where I was in a certain job. I was getting I didn't get depression, but I was getting to that point where it's like I need to leave this shit. And it's weird, the littlest things that people can do for you when you're feeling like that, just they can mean a lot. And you wouldn't think it. Like if you're not in that kind of mindset, you would not think it.
Yeah, exactly.
So just do something nice for someone. That's it.
Yeah,
it don't have to be a big thing.
I think I've been so down on just really kind of shutting down with everything that it just seems like so much bullshit going on in the shutdown. It just seems like, when is this? This is the new normal. We're gonna have to deal with this shit. Like, we're not gonna go back. It's not gonna go back to the the way it was exactly again. And you've got the media that just wants to sell you this fucking living nightmare every single day, which I don't really, I don't pay much attention to it because there's no point. But yeah, just this one little thing, these random dudes helping out. It's like, oh fuck, Jesus, get your head out of that space. It doesn't. It doesn't help. It's self-destructive to be in that headspace.
There's a selfish reason for doing something nice. You want to be first. You want to make it a habit so people can recognize that you're somebody altruistic, and the other reason is you want to be surrounded by people that can help you. So there is a selfish reason that you need to do something nice and make it a habit. That is why I do it, so that at least people recognize that I can help them out. And the other thing is that I want to be surrounded by people that can help me out also. So you need to keep doing
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But you make a good point about it. Sometimes it being for selfish reasons. What do you guys feel about the because like a lot of time you see like videos posted up of like a dude taking a homeless dude to go get a haircut, feeding them some food and all this. But they've always got to record all these nice things they're doing. Do you think that makes some difference? The fact they're doing something nice, but they're trying to record it for potentially selfish reasons to get the kudos?
Yeah,
That's a good question. I don't know. I think there is a line there where it gets a little iffy. Get a little sketchy.
The entire recording thing is pretty much like it's disingenuous. That would be the when you think about it, it's like you're doing it to get praises, so you're not doing it just to be nice.
Doing it for the likes and the retweets.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of this channel called The Invisible People? It's basically by a guy that used to be homeless, and then he started recording people that were homeless. And you can tell the difference. Like, for example, what you gave an example of a random guy just going about buying something for somebody. And then there's this other channel that is talking to the other guys. But when he's helping them out offline.
Mm-hmm.
And that never shows. So and people can figure it out. I mean, I think people can figure out who is doing it for PR and who is doing it for genuinely helping people. I think people can figure those things out. I don't think so. It's a problem that if somebody is helping just for PR or just for advertising, it's not an issue. I think people can figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And J Money, yeah, I get it. I'm not saying like this is the new normal, like it's absolutely going to stay in this mode indefinitely, but I do think there are things that have changed permanently because of everything that's gone on that will not return back to any kind of normalcy like what we knew before. I think there are permanent changes that will be applied because of what's gone on. But yeah, I'm not saying like this is always this. We're going to be like this forever, but because obviously economically it can't sustain itself.
Yeah. Well, it's like
definitely things are changed, man. There's no doubt about it.
It's like I had a old lady come into my workplace the other day. I've known her for a while now, customer of ours, and she knits all these blankets out of wool for like newborn babies. For down the hospital, and she came in and she had her mask, like her face mask, half hanging off her face from it. She was holding it on, apologizing that it was all broken. I was like, it's fine. So all I did is I picked out one of our masks that we got, because we got obviously them from work. Gave her one, and she was so happy about it. And I was like, it's just a mask. Like, it's not like I didn't give you nothing. I didn't give you no like sexual favor or nothing. It's only a mask. It's fine. Like, but yeah, she was so thankful, and it's just little things like that. Like I say, you might not think it, but like anyone in the chat, just do something for someone, and then if they turn around and be a dick about it, then hit them. But like, be nice first.
We live in a world where people are surprised now when you keep the fucking door open for them.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They're,
Yeah, well,
they're
you
like,
can
is he
even
gonna slam it in my
you can
face?
get
Is he gonna slam it in my face? Like they hesitate to go through for a second. Like what? They're like, come on, thank
You know what I'm really bad at doing with that though is I hold the door open when they're too far away. So then they got to
Oh,
do that
yeah.
little run to get through it. They're like, "Oh,
Right.
thanks." I'm like, "I made this more awkward, didn't I?"
I know Rod lives in a Democrat, a blue state. What about you, Sim? And Dave, is your city very
Um,
liberal?
my city's a Labour city, so it's left city.
Yeah.
Which,
I
to be fair,
It's very.
it's a nice city. Like you don't have to have many
I
many
have
right wingers there. But
I don't know. There's something I've read that more the multicultural a city is, the more less trusting people become, and that leads to people becoming very insecure, and they don't help each other out. And
Mm.
opposite to that is conservative states are more helping towards each other than these blue states, because they have less. I mean, there might be a little minorities there of different cultures, but it's not like overwhelming. And same
Yeah.
as in Japan, they expect people to help each other out. That's why they don't have locks on their doors. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like they're part of their
jeez,
culture.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, the
I didn't know
sliding
that.
door.
I
dude.
didn't know that about Japan.
Here you can leave with your door unlocked. Like you don't have to lock your door when you're home. You lock it when you leave.
Where you are?
Yeah, I don't have to paranoid that somebody's gonna enter my house.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't used to
fuck
here,
that.
but
All my shit would get robbed.
the
Yeah, but
homeless.
you don't leave without locking your door. But you mean you? I don't have to paranoid and like lock my door with 3 fucking bolt locks.
Yeah, I would say the homeless situation in the U.S. Well, at least in California, is gotten to a place where like people will just wander into homes and see if there's something they can grab, like in the middle of the day. Like shit,
Shit.
just it's not like they're out to hurt anyone or be violent necessarily, but it's just like I'd say at least once a day someone walks down our street just ranting, cackling, fucking just out of their minds. Like at least once a day somebody walks by our little street. And this is not it's a maybe 100,000 people in the whole city area. It's not a huge place. And it's getting and that's it's difficult when you're talking about helping people, because trying to help a homeless person is that can be a nightmare, because
Sorry.
you help someone once, especially if it's near your home or they know where you live,
Mm.
you're opening a door to something that might be a problem.
And
So
that comes back to the trust issue again.
it does, and it's like I don't like, my lady has helped. She's given, I think, this one day she gave some coffee and food to a guy who's just, dude, he was struggling, man. Just fucking rough, dude. Just beat up, dude. Old timer. And it just broke her heart. And it's like, I love that she did that, but it's also like,
Mm.
you understand, like if you become known for that, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
What happens? You've got like a line of people waiting outside your door every morning. Like, I don't know. It's so tough to know what to do.
Oh, this happens every Eid in Pakistan where I live. Like we have two Eids. Like the first Eid that we get is people. It's mostly it's after the day of fasting, so there is no sacrifice in that. It's mostly giving presents to. It's like Christmas.
Yeah.
So on every Eid, you get lines of like poor people coming to your house, like asking for money. It's every it happens every Eid. And if you're at home, you have to keep like you guys keep candy in Halloween. We have to keep money in a
Shit.
bin to give out. Not a lot, but enough. And on Bakri, we have to give meat. Like it's expected.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow is going to be Bakri, and unfortunately, my uh, like my family members, instead of like outsourcing that, they have decided that they're going to do sacrifice at home, and now I have to like deal with that, cutting a cow at home. I hate that.
Oh,
Last time I did that, that was terrible. I
yeah.
hate
Sounds
skinning
messy.
cow.
Interesting.
Oh, it's the most messiest thing in the world, man. Like,
I love I love
have
hearing
you ever
about your
skinned?
cultural. I love the culture shit that you talk about, man. It's really fascinating.
I just skinned a goat once, and I was surprised how easy it was.
Ah, you're like, I
Like
like.
just
Give me some more
like you just
goats.
put
Want to skin those fuckers?
just hang it up and put your put your leg like halfway on the skin and just rip it out. It was like, and I'm not a strong guy, I'm a skinny guy.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
but I hated it. I hated it. I hate the way we sacrifice goats here. It's like the most painful thing. Like, I think you guys have like a gun
Mm.
or something that you like shoot in the head,
Supposed to
and it's
be fairly
instantly,
instant. Yeah, it's just
yeah.
everything leading up to that point that's pure torture.
But like every Eid, you just like, I don't think so. It's like they say it's the painless way of killing an animal, threading the severing the spine or anything like that.
Yeah.
But when you see it, I mean, each time you see it, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's
Damn,
like
dude.
it's the most
That's
terrible
intense.
thing. Like it made I become vegan for 3 months after that, and we have like and we have like a whole fridge full of meat, and you don't want to eat it. It's I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
going.
we need to have a. This is going to be a new segment on Midday Repartee. Is Samir's top animal skinning picks? Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
gonna be
I
a
don't
new.
think so. You can. I
It's gonna
can.
be a new
Like
show.
I'll record it. I'll record the thing, but I
Oh
don't think
no,
so. We can put it on YouTube.
I don't think so. Yeah, dude, I
No,
couldn't. I
that
don't think
might
I could handle that.
might get a couple of flags for that.
Oh man,
God.
yeah, that's good stuff. I did want to say, Chris. Now, do you when you're talking to yourself, is it at the top of your lungs while walking down the middle of the street? Because this is a factor. This is, you can measure the crazy here. Just talking to yourself all the time, like, I think
The
we
two
all,
measurement is do you
yeah,
answer to your do you answer back?
right, right. And is it like, are you ranting about the same
Fucking hell.
incident for like 3 hours straight, screaming all through the neighborhood until everyone that lives here knows exactly what your problem is?
Sounds like you locked yourself out again, Rob.
There's just a lot of crazy out there, and it's, man, what does it take? What does it take to break a human that way? I mean, something's not right. The culture isn't doing something right, and maybe, I'm not saying there's probably a lot of bad decisions leading up to that.
Dude, you
Uh,
guys are doing fine, man. Seriously, you should like stop. America is doing fine.
yeah, no, I
Seriously,
would. Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't want to drown the mood any further, but like today, I just on randomly on the news, there was this Ahmadi Ahmadi guy that apparently committed blasphemy in Pakistan. So you can imagine what happened to him. And
Oh,
during the court sessions, some random guy killed him, just
wow.
just like that. And today I discovered that he was an American citizen also.
Oh, wow.
And your media is not talking about it. They're
No, of
just
course
like
not.
they,
No,
like
no, we
Black
don't
Lives
do
Matter, but like
we
forget
don't
about
do real
American
news
abroad.
here. No real news. There's
Mm.
no real
Same.
news.
I mean, you guys are doing fine. You guys are doing fine, man. Seriously, like stop stressing. Oh yes, the riots. When it comes to the riots, you have beaten the third world countries, and like the biggest, like the most lengthiest riots in the world. Like we used to have riots of like 5 or 6 years ago, and they used to be like a day or two. I mean, at most. But for months, yeah, you guys have like reached like I think you've broken records. I think you've broken record, but I don't think so. It's as bad as the third world.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I
you
just
guys are
think
doing fine.
I think there's a growing homeless problem, and I don't think anything reasonable is being presented as a solution. Like it all is like band-aid or super quick fix, like temporary. None of it's, dude. Just to give you an idea, I just heard about this during the earlier part of the shutdown, the first part of the COVID like shutdown. I found out that because the homeless people just kind of vanished. We're like, whoa, did they just round up all the homeless people and mass grave them somewhere? What the hell happened? uh, but
Fuck.
no, you know what? You know what happened? They were putting them up in hotels during the shutdown, and I'm like, how much? First of all, who the fuck paid for that? Second of all, what a nightmare that must have been for the hotels. Can you imagine? Filled to the brim with homeless people, many of whom were unstable, addicted to something, completely just not behaving in their right minds. A lot of them, and it's like, wow, that must have been fun. And who paid for it? And how long did it go? I don't know how long this went on, but they were putting up hundreds upon hundreds of homeless people in hotels because they were gone. They weren't in the streets. And I'm wondering, did this go on all across the country? Was this like an initiative? What was it? Have you guys heard about this?
No,
I
this is the
heard
first time.
something about it, but not a lot. I don't generally
Yeah,
follow.
it's like this seems like big news, and I want to know how it was paid for. And like, okay, so now you gave homeless people what a nice place to stay for what 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then it's just like get the fuck out. Like what? I didn't. It just seems like they're always trying to sweep it under the rug or make it go away temporarily, but they're not implementing any long-term feasible solutions to it, and that's problematic, man. It's gonna keep growing. It's gonna get to a point where it's beyond being solvable. Like, I don't know. It does bother me.
I think a lot of your homeless situation is because of the rent is too high, the rent control and everything. Most of it because I've been watching videos from this again this invisible people guy, and a lot of these homeless people have full-time jobs, and they
Oh, right. It's just like it's a rebellion. I do think, especially in the younger people, there's a lot
no
of
no
like,
old people with full-time jobs, and they're living in vans and cars,
oh, right.
and it's all in the Democrat blue states. It's
Interesting.
all in blue states. That is at least from YouTube. I don't know. I don't live there, but
Yeah, maybe.
that is something that I've been seeing a lot on
Yeah,
YouTube.
Razmaz, that's what I thought initially too. Like they Soylent Greened them. Like, those, what are those meatless burgers they're doing at like McDonald's or Burger King or whatever the fuck? What are they called? Beyond Meat. they were using the homeless people for Beyond Meat. Uh, yeah. um, so I don't know. It's just, yeah. I think America is doing fine. I think at its core, at the baseline, there's just a lot of great people are still sincerely, genuinely good. I think there's a good foundation here. Um, we've just got to shut out all the noise. Stop listening to these to mainstream to media outlets, and just get down to the business of living our lives and doing cool shit, creating, hanging out together, start engaging each other in better ways, and just stop engaging the bullshit, you know. And ComicsGate, yeah, badass. Dead air, dead air,
Yep.
dead air.
Nice
I
and
love
depressed.
dead air. I think we're
Hey,
good.
I have a topic. Maybe we could do this with Captain Fuckhead
Okay,
about British cartoons.
Hmm.
okay.
Why are they so freaking
Are
scary?
they insane?
I mean, check them out. I'm just for the next show maybe. Like let's do EFAP of British cartoons, of how they're designed.
Okay. No,
Just a
I'd be
suggestion.
I'd be down for that. I'm not familiar with it, so I'd want
Just
to.
search British
Yeah,
cartoons.
I'll check it out and look at it and see.
You leave
Yeah,
our
that could be
cartoons
fun.
alone, Samir.
Like Basky.
No, I think it's child abuse. I think BBC is complicit in child abuse. And it is because of these cartoons Captain Fuckhead refuses to draw sexy pics.
Okay,
Uh,
Samir, is there
that's-
anything you'd like to promote, shout out today?
Just my Twitter. I'm working on. I can't get time for YouTube, man. I just made 2 or 3 videos and just it needs time. But you
Yeah,
can follow me.
yeah.
But you can follow. But I think I rather sculpt characters for these projects. Maybe they might bring eyes to those projects. So I'm doing that. I'm doing one. I'll keep doing like 2 or 3 sculpts for each project. So you can catch them on my Twitter page. Like my
Very
Twitter is.
cool stuff. Yeah, very good stuff.
So you
If you
can catch
wanna
my.
if you want to get your Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb finished sculpt loaded up, I'll go around the table here because I'd like to show that to people before we leave.
Okay.
If it's not a problem, I'd like to see it. I think it's really cool.
Wait.
Dave, anything that you want to shout out today?
No, as usual, follow me on Twitter, Bristolian D. I get. Oh, that was right. No. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel coming very soon. I am picking up subscribers roughly at 1 a day at the moment, with no content. So I'll take that. You know.
There you go.
But yeah, keep
No,
going
looking forward
and
to it, man. Yeah,
yeah,
just start
yeah,
doing
please.
it. Just start doing it, and that's advice for anybody. I know there can be this almost even back when I started late last year. I was like, "There's too many people in the comic. It's like in the landscape. There's what? Why should I enter the? It's just gonna. It's oversaturated. And it's like just start. Just don't give yourself excuses. Just start doing it. You'll get better at doing it. We're fumbling around, messing up, making mistakes, making shit videos. That's what you do for the first year. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get better. You just like anything. You don't get better until you start doing it. So
Yeah.
don't stop with excuses. Just start doing it. Devote some time to it. Don't be afraid of it. You know. So I'm happy that you're gonna start a channel, man. That's good.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Sim, what you got for us?
Oh well, share my screen for a sec.
Yes, I will.
I'm doing some fun little promotional and little drawings there. Do you mind if I show something very sexy with a boob and quickly, or
Please.
Yeah. Let's do it.
lay out for?
Oh.
No,
Nice.
I'm scarred. I'd rather see the goat get killed. What the fuck?
I did some little tweaks, but here's that's gonna be the trading card and an unlockable print for the Tales and Adverse campaign.
Wait, that's a trading card.
Yep,
That's
That's
crazy for a trading card.
Yeah, that's a lot in a trading.
it's gonna
card,
be an
man. It's good.
exclusive trading card. Yeah,
Very cool.
Jeez.
if you go sign up, that's gonna be an exclusive trading card, but it's also gonna be a print after. But you understand that the trading card is gonna be exclusive to the people signing up.
I love the giant flying fucking gun, man. It's not subtle. Let's put it that way.
And here's a little sample of one of the new pages I did.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Look at that alien fucker. That is cool.
Man, I love
Very
your
cool.
style.
Yeah, dude.
You can. I'd shared something. If you fraught with the.
There it is. Bum, 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 bum.
This is a sculpt that I did for Metal Maiden Knuckle Bomb, and I'm going to do one for Slaughter Squad.
Yes.
Sweet.
Beefy bowl. Yeah,
Nice.
dude. Well, this is some beefy bowl right here, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Those thighs would crush my head like a watermelon.
Dude, she'd be killing big motherfuckers with those. She could crush the life out of just about anything. Yeah.
A
No,
dream,
this is
maybe.
really good work,
maybe.
man. Nicely done.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Okay.
Nice, seriously cool.
Yeah. Good stuff. So yeah, get on follow Samir on Twitter if you want to see more of that. Uh, Tales from the Natverse. You can email sign up to that. The link is in the description below.
All the Blood Hunt books are mailed. So
Yes, I can't wait to get it, man. Super excited about that. And thanks to the panel for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks to the chat. You guys are awesome. Tomorrow we're gonna have a big show. We're gonna have a good show. I'll be ready for it this time. I won't be out of sorts like I was today. So thank everyone for being here, and we'll see.